Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sparring Partners. Today, it's a new type of podcast, and I hope to have more like this in the future. Um, and this was spurred by a conversation I had. Talking, I mean, we analysts go and travel to whatever place, we meet our analysts, other people, and we talk about different countries, and everybody has his own experience. And I thought it would be interesting to talk to some other analysts or other from different countries and talk about what is specific about their country. And we often, whenever you talk about telecoms, talk about US, China, some European country, but there is a lot that we can learn about specific countries that might be small, so it's not like a big market or whatever, but they might do something that is interesting or that make us think about our market in terms of services, technologies, business models that is different. And that's the kind of thing that it's sometimes difficult to get from the standard presentations, because when you hear operator talk, oftentimes they all sort of seem to have the same template, the slide deck template. And but reality is actually much more interesting. And I think that today's podcast will convince you of that. So today I'm talking to Ignacio Perrone, who is the research director at Sullivan in Argentina. And he also is a professor at the Social Sciences School at the University of Buenos Aires. And I hope we're going to be able to talk about that too, because that's also the work he's doing there is really, really interesting. So let's just get Ignacio to introduce himself so you get to know who he is, and you also figure out why I want to talk to him. So Ignacio, over to you. Who are you and what do you do?
Thank you, Monica. I mean, the quick summary, you just just mentioned that I'm a research director. I'm also a professor. If I can expand, I mean, I will tell you, I'm really passionate about this industry. I've been working for, well, I mean, almost 30 years in the industry, different roles, different companies. Uh, of course, one of the best things is what you just mentioned. I mean, traveling, meeting people, getting to know not only companies or PowerPoint decks, but really the people behind that, either in other consulting firms, in my clients, providers. The experiences, business models is just one thing. I mean, the cultural aspects of technology and all that. That's also why I teach at the university. I mean, I have been there also for some 30 years, and when I always talk about these two aspects, I see my work as a consultant and my work as a professor at the university as two sides of the same coin. I have the opportunity of getting in touch or getting to know real examples, companies doing business, companies implementing technology or doing research, and also uh, being with, other professors, PhDs in social sciences, thinking, reflecting about the impact of technology, either in the workforce, in cultural aspects, in education, and many more. So I mean, for me, it's my life. I mean, I love it. So, and of course, being with you here is uh, also very something that's very, very interesting, very pleasant. I hope we managed to have a nice conversation that will be interesting to your audience.
Absolutely, and that's why I thought it'd be the excellent first person for this kind of podcast, because when we talked, we were recently together at in Shanghai for the Huawei analyst meeting, and we spent a lot of time talking about this and that, and it's clear that it's not just a paycheck at the end of the month for many of us, not just for the two of us, obviously. It's really like it's something that we think it's helpful and useful. Obviously, there are some issues with every technology, how you adopt it and whatever, but it's useful. And we feel part of it, even though we do not go out and deploy networks. We just sort of write and say what we think about it. But it's really like it's really interesting, and it's interesting to go below the slide deck, and that's what we can do when we meet and talk. And I would say a lot of people are sort of like that, but you really stood out and know that. And as we were talking, I learned a lot about Argentina, and so it's like we should really talk about it. So let's get into it. So tell us, why should anybody? Well, okay, two things. What is that we should know, and what stands out? What makes Argentina any different from any other country?
Okay, well, number one, we are not part of Brazil.
No, you're not. Where are you? Okay.
uh,
I
yeah,
wonder how many people can point out where is on the globe.
just kidding,
Yeah,
just kidding.
yeah.
Of course, I mean, we are not a very relevant country in many aspects. Most Argentines will think we are, but we are, a small country, and I mean, sometimes we stand out, but many times not for good reasons. Okay, and one of the things that I can tell you. Uh, and it goes back to our trip to Shanghai. I mean, one day I was having lunch with two other colleagues, consultants from other firms. One was from New Zealand, one was from Canada. I mean, and after eating and talking for some time, one of them says, "Okay, I want you to explain me I mean, how do you live with high inflation? Okay, because of course, yeah, we are known for high inflation. So it was very funny, for me trying to explain, trying to convey what is, the day-to-day of, in Argentina with inflation that, I don't know, sometimes can go up to 50% per year, so that's like, I don't know, 2-3% per month. That is what most countries have in 1 year. Okay, so
Yeah.
now moving to telecoms or to technology, that creates like a context in where all both companies and consumers, they have to operate in a very chaotic scenario. Okay, so because if you think about these high inflation regimes, they come with many other features. It's not just prices that go up, but a lot of things start to take place. So companies normally, and in Argentina for the I don't know, the past 50 years, for instance, we have had high inflation probably in 80% of those years. So these companies and the consumers, they need to adjust their behavior. Okay, so you will have companies adjusting prices every month, but not just the price. It's because, as you know, I don't know, a mobile plan has many elements. So you have, I don't know, minutes, you have data, you have I don't know, sometimes an OTT tied to your plan, could be, I don't know, Netflix or some other. Uh, there are others that use or that are combined with a fintech model. Okay, so
Mhm.
you can use an account tied to your mobile plan to make payments when you, I don't know, when you just have a coffee, for instance, and they will give you an interest. There's an interest rate tied to the money that's sitting there, like in a bank account, or a discount for using that fintech. So, I mean, well, the examples are, I don't know, infinite, I'd say. But again, the context in Argentina is normally very complex. It's very complex to navigate, and not all the players, again, be it on the company side, be it on the consumer side, not everybody can really navigate these, with enough, let's say, proficiency. Okay, that's why you will see, for instance, uh, it's cycles of foreign companies entering Argentina, then exiting. Okay, and I'm talking about telecom or ICT companies, just as it could be hamburger companies. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Right,
they
yeah.
everybody, yeah, they come to the country because normally I don't they will see a business opportunity. Uh, Sometimes the economy is quiet. Of course, we have that from time to time. Uh, the assets are in a good price level, so they will stay here for a few years, but eventually the cycle will go back to problematic situation, so they will exit, and you will see that local companies will end up buying, and the foreign companies will leave. So I mean that's kind of a good overview of Argentina. We have our set uncertainty as the rule, and I mean, not probably not. If you want to look at Argentina as an example, I mean, not all the countries will be like that. Okay, so you don't expect, I don't know, the UK to have 50% inflation in 1 year, but you still can look at how companies operate in an uncertain scenario, in an uncertain context. Okay, this could be with prices, that's fine, but you can have similar uncertainty regarding sometimes innovation,
Mhm.
different business models operating at the same time, uh, regulation, when there's a lot of innovation and a lot of change, you have also like a drive to regulate or to make adjustments to regulation, things like that. So there are many fields, or many aspects of the economy, or the business environment, where you can find uncertainty, and probably we can serve as an example of how to adapt to that.
No, that's interesting because we talked about a lot of things in Shanghai, but we didn't talk about inflation specifically. So let me ask you. So now I have my cell phone accounts in US, UK, and Italy, and everywhere that you just sign for whatever you want, but you have these expectations that the price will stay the same. In fact, they oftentimes push you to have a contract, like a year or 2 year contract, and the deal is that the price doesn't go up, right? I mean, that seems like, but I guess you don't have that kind of thing. So does it mean that every month, my bill could be different because of the inflation. I mean, again, it's not like we're used to like minimum. I mean, compared to you, it's just inflation is just background noise.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. You have to assume that. I mean, of course, sometimes, depending on on the level of monthly inflation, you can get a deal where your account will stay the same.
For a long time. I mean, it wouldn't be a
But
2 year, I would imagine, because
no
nobody in
way,
his right
no way,
mind
no,
would
no,
just
no,
offer
no,
it because
no
can't
way,
do it.
no. There's no. It's very unlikely. No, that'll be totally a liar. No. Normally, I mean, if the consensus is that, okay, well, yeah, situation is more or less stable, yeah, we can offer you a 6 month, something like that contract. But sometimes what they will most likely do is they will not apply an increase, because you have two different things. One is a price increase, and
Or
the other one is inflation adjustment. So they can, they can give you a deal with no increase, but still the price will be adjusted by inflation. So if inflation is like right now 2% per month, well, you will see that slowly increasing, but it's not like a big jump,
right. And that, I
Uh,
guess there'll be a way to measure inflation for these purposes. Well, you obviously can measure inflation.
yes,
But what
absolutely.
I'm saying is like, you can have a mechanism so that, for instance, all the operators would increase by say 5% next year. So it's kind of like no matter where you are, it's kind of that everything is going to increase by 5% next month. That's it.
Most likely,
But
yes,
then the
yes.
base is the same. So
The
if you pay 10 and I pay 5, it's still going to be same, relatively the
correct,
same difference.
correct. Yeah, the what we use this word when you have this like inflation regime for so many years.
You'd be used
Well,
to it.
yeah, and the economists use a word that the economy is indexed. Okay, so
Yeah.
everybody, I don't know, telecom operators, your butcher,
Yeah.
the taxi driver, I mean, anything will, if inflation in I don't know, October was 2%, well, everybody will increase 2%. The problem is uh, who increases when, because I don't know, maybe your salary will adjust every 3 months. And so, as you can imagine, it's not the same if you have the power to, increase every month versus those that can increase every 3 months or every 6 months or every, I don't
Yeah.
know, 12 months. Then what we call the relative prices start to get distorted, a little bit. So sometimes from time to time you need to, okay, well, this I don't know, this group, these companies or this industry, well, that they are behind. So we need to, push a little bit and make, I don't know, a 20% increase to, set the level again. So, I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, and I think that in Europe is somewhat in kind of in the middle, but like in the US, inflation is just the prices increase or decrease or whatever, but it's not indexed to inflation. So they
Mm-hmm.
happen because they happen. Now, okay, so this is kind of this kind of more obvious thing that everybody out there would experience because everybody has a phone. But when you think about like procurement, so you're an operator, you're trying to do something, you're investing, and then you're a vendor, obviously. I mean, how do you agree on price when you have a long-term plan?
Uh,
How does that
uh,
work?
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that's very easy. I mean, you just use a reference, US dollars, and that's it. Yeah,
Oh, I see. That's an easy
yeah.
solution to. But then again, for the
And
operator, yeah, if I
that's
commit to spend 100 whatever, in terms of my own, I mean, the contract is easy, but I still have to pull out more money effectively because I do not have my revenues are not in dollar.
Well, that I mean, that's partially true. I mean, sometimes the revenues will be in US dollars. Most likely with the B2B
I see.
the B2B services.
I
Okay.
see.
Not
Yeah.
all, of course, not all,
Mhm.
but there are those, I don't know, that are really, 100% tied to the US dollars. Well, you have to allow the
Yeah.
companies to, bill in dollars, or I mean, you bill in pesos, but tied to
Yeah,
the
but then
the
whatever
the
the exchange
the,
rate
the
is.
exchange rate of the day will be, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess
But
the
of
only
course,
issue is revenues from subscribe for individuals. That's
of course, I mean, you still have a problem because I don't know, maybe 80% of the business will be consumer, B2C, and then, yeah, I mean, it's a complex thing to solve because, well, on one side you will have a lot of pressure to keep prices updated in dollar terms, which is not always the case. And when that's not the case, you will start to see a degrading infrastructure, for instance, because operators, they just cannot keep up with investment levels, with capex. So there's there's some tension. I mean, well, not something, there's a lot of tension there between the service providers, the vendors, the government, and well, the consumers at some point.
Yeah.
So
And there is a fact that ARPUs there are a small fraction of what it is, for instance, in the US. The difference is less obviously with Europe. And
yes.
it's kind of, when if you look at it if I look at it from with my US hat, it's like, how could you possibly even have a network, let alone a 5G network, if you have an ARPU that is like less than $5 a month?
Yeah, I mean, in Argentina, well, I don't think that the average is that low, but it's really very low. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess one way to explain that is, well, we don't have a lot of 5G yet in Argentina, for instance. So we are I don't know, 2-3 years behind the US. You know, you have a lot of, I mean, maybe let's call it a longer cycle or longer life for the technology. The cycle of replacing technology and upgrading, and all that will be, slower, longer. Uh, and of course, a lot of I mean, this is at some point, if is kind of a chicken and egg situation. We don't have the more sophisticated uses of the networks. Okay, just like, I mean, you and me in Shanghai, I mean, we saw things that, oh yeah, I mean, this is very interesting. This is a, I don't know, very advanced use case of 5G and this and that. Well, I mean, in Argentina, I mean, those things, I mean, again, 2-3 years uh, out, well, could be, but some, they will never arrive, you know.
But at the same time, and we love the technology. We are in Shanghai. We have all this, huge, incredible speeds, coverage everywhere. Beautiful, no question about it. But when it comes down to what I was doing in China is what I was able to do when I'm in Italy, outside big towns or even big towns, and it's not, it is what it is, not a whole lot difference. I mean, in terms of
Mhm.
like what I really need the phone for, and I'm a pretty sophisticated, I mean, I can do a bunch of things on the phone, but for most stuff that I need to do, maybe I don't need 5G or I don't need a whole lot of speed.
Mhm. Mhm.
So maybe it's not, maybe it's actually more efficient, even from, resource utilization and everything, you really need to have that much. I mean, at what point you're like, and again, I'm not
Mhm.
complaining about, Shanghai, beautiful. I mean, 5G everywhere.
No, yeah, I see where you're going. Uh, I mean, on on one side, I mean, there's a fraction of what you're saying that applies to me and to a group of let's say group of people in Argentina, mainly, of course, in large urban areas. Uh, but that has to do, with our, I mean, the type of work we do and our lifestyle and all that. But like for the rest of the population, well, they will or they would feel the difference, okay? Because right now they are probably uh, in cities or in parts of the country where connectivity is more like 3G than 4G, And on the other side, I mean, I don't wanna, I don't, I mean, I'm not sure if you want to go back to this part of the conversation, but we do have other issues that are connected with the use of technology, but are more deeply rooted in economic or infrastructure problems of the country. Okay, because one example was, okay, go ahead and use your phone to have a video call on a high-speed train.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we don't have high-speed trains. Okay. So yeah, okay. Well, I would love to do it, but I mean I have to sit at my my home office, my office, or a coffee shop, but no high speed trains for us. So
Yeah. But at the same time, and I mean, I don't know specifically about Argentina. I mean, other than what you told me, but in Brazil, for instance, the phone is used a lot for financial transactions, and it could be that you never really got into the credit card. I mean, the physical card part, so you just leapfrogged and whatever. And
exactly,
so,
yeah.
and what you told me, which I thought it was interesting, is that a lot of it is mediated by the operator. So,
Hmm.
like in the US or Europe, you just have the wallet, the Google wallet, the Apple wallet, or whatever, which is completely separate from your mobile account. So, mobile operators tried to do it, didn't go anywhere. But in
Hmm.
Argentina, it looks like the it's more integrated with your phone service. Is that right? Or is it?
Yes, yeah. It is, it is.
And
Uh,
why is it
uh,
so?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think number one wallet is one called Mercado Pago, and that it's like Amazon. It's a
Mhm.
e-commerce, and then they developed this wallet. There's another one that integrates all the banks, or at least the majority of the
Mhm.
banks, but that is for people
Bank
that has.
transactions. Mhm.
No, it's
No.
it's the
Mhm. Oh,
same,
for everything.
but
Mhm.
you need to have the bank account,
Mhm.
and then mobile operators. Uh, we have a I mean, probably some reasons are similar to other countries. I mean, this was really huge during the pandemic,
Mhm.
uh, because it was like I mean, everybody was, more, I mean, no touch, no,
Yeah.
the less interaction, the better.
Mhm.
Then we have two reasons that are more unique here. One is the amount of cash you need.
Mhm.
Okay.
All
So
right.
if you, I mean, we have a combination of, lot of zeros in our currency. Okay. So, I mean, going out for, like a normal daily lunch, I mean, when you're at the office,
Mhm.
may cost 30,000 pesos. Okay. And we don't have high denomination bills. I mean, like the top is around 15 US dollars.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you need to, pay, I don't know, at the supermarket, or I don't know, something that is, a decent size of a purchase, well, you need a lot of bills. So you will tend to use uh, a mobile wallet and or a credit card, but I mean anything but cash. Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that these mobile wallets, they give you an interest on your money. So in a high inflation regime, you don't use your cash. I mean, you preserve cash as much as you can. Okay, so if you I don't they I mean your salary on I don't know the first day of the month, then you don't use cash. I mean, and because that will give you, I don't know,
Mhm.
5% at the end of the month. Okay, so that's kind of the combination. In the case of the the mobile operators, well, I think, I mean, they have, they have been pushing their own mobile wallet. What they do here is, but everybody does the same. I mean, they give you discounts. I mean, I don't know, pay with this mobile wallet at I don't know, McDonald's will give you 20% discount. I don't know, things like that. But yeah, good
I guess
marketing.
that
Then
what is different from both Europe and US is that there is a lot of sort of competition within this. So
mhm.
and that's same thing in China. Well, okay, I don't speak Chinese, so that was hard to. But you use the wallet, and it's just a way to pay, but there is nothing attached. It's just like going through your bank, in a sense that it's just a way to pay. But like Google Wallet doesn't really give me any, doesn't push much for discounts. Surprisingly, I mean they do a little bit, but not
Mhm,
much.
mhm.
So
That's
maybe
right. Yeah.
that's what when we were talking, it's like there is those this. So I guess if I'm a user in Argentina, it's like I'm gonna pick one or a different way to pay, and depending on it, I can get rewards in different ways. So there is much more of competition
Yes,
at the financial
you
level.
are ready. You are ready to come and live here, because that's the end. That's the effect. I mean, I have all the wallets in my phone. And so I don't know, if I go to McDonald's, I use one. If I go to Burger King, I use another one. I don't know. If it's Tuesday, well, I will go to the supermarket because I get a discount with X wallet. So basically, you start to live, with a financial calendar, and your life
Mhm.
is like dictated by discounts.
Okay, now I have a new reason to come to Argentina since I've never been there, and as I told you, I would love to. Now, let's talk a little bit about the work you do at university, which I think is very interesting because it's you don't go there and teach what is 5G, obviously. I mean,
No.
obviously, that's not what you do. I guess that's what makes it interesting. So, and that comes from your background. Why don't you tell us what is it you do there?
Okay. Well, yeah, my background, I mean, I think I didn't mention this. I'm a sociologist. I studied here at the University of Buenos Aires, graduated like, well, yeah, 30 years ago or so. Uh, and I have been teaching. I mean, one of the last courses I had, it was back in 1995, and it was a course on, let's call it, sociology of internet. Okay,
Mhm.
which in 1995 it was not much, as you can imagine.
Mhm.
uh, it was just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember there was a website about Rolling Stones, the Wired magazine, and I mean,
Those
not a
were small.
lot more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Of course, there was no internet anywhere. I mean, we had cable access in different parts of the university, so we used that. And I mean, step by step, that started to to grow as now it's history. Uh, Point is, I mean, what I started teaching is very different from what I teach now. Back then, we did uh, teach the students how to open an email account. Okay, because all basically we tried to have all communications via email and lists. So now, of course, the students teach us how to use Instagram or TikTok or wherever. And I mean, we don't do that anymore. We don't teach, I don't know, 5G cells or anything. Basically, the course that has evolved, but I mean, the idea is, okay, to discuss a little bit of what we call the philosophy of technology. Okay, so that's more the high level stuff, and then uh, a bit of an overview of history of internet and the social aspects of it and how that is changing. Well, that's reflected on how we adapt the content. Okay. In fact, I'm trying. We this this course has just turned 30. It's our 30th year. So I'm trying to think about. I'm trying to write a paper on how we evolved, because this has changed a lot. At some point it was all about I don't know, more the economic aspect of it. uh, then we included a lot of cultural aspects, or more. Well, yeah, it was different uh, aspects that had to do more with culture, more education, or arts, like literally music, or movies and things like that. uh, well, the what we call social relationships, or communication mediated by computers, now would be Tinder. But I don't know, this is a discipline that has I don't know, 60 or 80 years. uh, at some point it was, if you probably remember, IRC chat. It was, so
Is that
pure text, and now it's a lot more about images and videos and things like that. And of course, a couple of years uh, this we included artificial intelligence, of course. uh, at some point it was mobile technology, because when this started it was all fixed, and then we mobile was like the revolution at some point, and now this is AI. So now we are, of course, discussing the impact of AI on jobs, and on different aspects of well, our lives, and even inside the classroom, because we face what everybody face. I mean, we what every teacher, and probably every father and mother. I mean, kids. I mean, we have students that are, average 25, something like that. And their attention span is, is minimum. So you have to do something to, keep them engaged. And also, engage or interact with these complex ideas. So at some point we use technology to do that, either when we ask them to write their essays for to uh, for the grading of the course. So I mean, I don't know if I have been clear. I'm very passionate about this.
No, and it is really, I guess that, it's not just about networks. It's that what is that you use your networks for.
Mhm,
And clearly it has, it's been life changing for a lot of people. Well, I guess for all of us, what we can do now with the technology, but it's a great thing, great convenience, a lot of things we can do, but there's a lot of also sort of downsides and dangers. And so the question is, how
mhm,
do you manage? What's the best way to move forward? And I think that,
mhm,
that's a very hard discussion to have, but increasingly we need to have it. And so,
mhm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just as a side note, we do include some basic knowledge about how a network functions. Okay, there are some concepts, some technology concepts that you need to understand,
yeah,
probably as a citizen. Okay,
right.
and then of course what you are alluding to, like the implications, social, political, and economical implications of technology in general and specific technology arrangements, let's say. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's yeah, that is all very, and it's I guess it's a society kind of discussion. It's not just for us to have, it's just for the whole society. Now
Hmm.
we are running out of time, but before I let you go, I wanted to ask you this. Um, you told me why I should come to Argentina for, but in general, what is that you think that the rest of the world could, what is really that, you've been to Argentina and everywhere else. What is that you guys do that is kind of interesting, cool, or different, or
Hmm.
bad, so that you
Okay.
can prevent or whatever?
Yeah.
What
No.
is the,
No.
if there is one thing, what would that be?
Uh, yeah. I think. I mean, I'm trying to come up with a word. But the idea is, and you will find this both in uh, Buenos Aires as the largest urban city in the country, but also smaller cities in the interior of the country. Uh, you will find a very strong desire, or I don't know if the word is desire, but a very strong drive to uh, make things no matter what it takes. I mean, I think that's I mean that's the key. That's the essence. Okay. Well, I mean, we have a 50% inflation. Well, I mean, well, we need to do something. I mean, even or despite that level of inflation, we have I don't know, a high unemployment. Well, I mean, we have to cope with that. We have problems with transportation. I mean, we have no high-speed trains. Well, I mean, we have to do something. Of course, the end result, I mean, the outcome is, I mean, not that we are getting close to, I don't know, Luxembourg or Belgium or Switzerland. I mean, we are still, developing country, but I mean, yeah, I think we will try to, make the best of the things that we have. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good way to go, because clearly you start where you start. You don't have a choice. That's where you are. It's how you react to things, and just be bitter and complaining about things doesn't really take you, I think, very far. You just
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
to take whatever you have and do the best with it. And so look
Yes,
what's what you're.
and Monica, let me tell you, I mean, this is something that I have started to realize a couple of years ago. I mean, this was not obvious to me, but at some point, uh, I mean, people will tell me, okay, well, I mean, I don't know, the Americas team is not doing very well, but the Latin team does. What is your advice? I mean, what do you think you are doing differently?
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, I think that's the point. I mean, there's a lot of teamwork. I mean, that there's a lot of teamwork involved, which is something that is not very obvious for us. I mean, probably Argentina is well known for successful teams, like soccer or football or basketball, hockey. I mean, sports, team sports, basically. But that's not always the case. Uh,
Yeah.
but if you can really put together a good team, and that will happen. That type of magic will happen.
Yes. And that's where, right now when we have increased, polarization, you actually have trouble doing exactly that, to get people to work together on
That
anything,
Yeah, you're
anything.
totally right.
It doesn't,
Yeah,
it's
totally.
nothing to do, it sort of goes well beyond
Hmm.
politics. It's just
Totally right. Yeah.
in a whatever you do in life. Ignacio, well, thank you so much. We close on this kind of like looking at everything kind of perspective. But it was great talking to you, and I'm sure people understand why you are the first on the sort of global, the global local type of podcast. So thank you so
Okay.
much, and hope to catch up with you soon in Buenos Aires
Or in Italy.
or in Italy.
Thanks so much, Monica. It's been
Thank you so
lovely.
much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
And thank you all for listening in. Again, stay tuned for more episodes focused on different countries. We started with Argentina. We'll see what's next. And if you have any suggestions, let me know.